Hi, this is Colin Sandberg from Backbone Performance again. Back in the car. Final update from the Tour of Southern Highlands in Georgia after stage 3. We had Sean Gadish finish in 19th today and Will Walton finish in 31st. Don't quote me on those exact numbers, but Sean was in the breakaway, really good looking breakaway, 3-man breakaway. One of the other guys, incidentally, was Nate Moser, a former young medalist rider, and also local to the Lehigh Valley. So good to see those guys up there. Good to see Pennsylvania and the Lehigh Valley representing. Unfortunately, didn't work out. I guess the Lux guys were pushing hard, even though they had one guy in the break. They were able to rip the field apart, and Sean wasn't able to hang on for long after the whole field caught him. Part of that, I think, was not eating enough. Part of it is we haven't been able to do a lot of long rides in Pennsylvania this winter. It's been a rough winter, so even the guys that are looking strong, it's hard to get those long rides in. But certainly a really good race. Will hung on there, made the time cut, finished. Gotta give him props because I know he was on his own or with a small group a lot of the time, and hanging on for a finish, especially when your body's telling you it doesn't matter. Definitely a good thing, and definitely takes some toughness. I'd also mention I ended up getting third in the Masters race. Not bragging about it, but I bring it up because I was having some, and I'm not proud of this, but having some mechanical problems with my cassette, my race cassette. I'm still not sure exactly what was happening, but effectively my whole upper half of the cassette wasn't working, and that started happening really halfway through my race, and so I just kind of tried to hang on as well as I could, thinking we'll see what happens. But it really crossed my mind that, and I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna start cramping because I'm pushing too big of a gear. Crossed my mind, I'm gonna start cramping, I'm gonna need to pull out. But I had to kind of give myself a mental pep talk and just say, let's see what happens. You never know. And of course, what happened was two guys got off the front, and the rest of our pack just sort of gave up, or were hurting at the end, or whatever. Not sure exactly what was going on, but me and one other guy just rolled off the front effectively and just kept it going at a good pace and ended up in third. So something I tell people all the time is you have to have a plan when you're devising a race strategy. That should always be a plan to win, or for your teammate to win, or for something. It should not be anything less than that. It doesn't mean you're usually going to win. Most of the time you're not. But if you don't have a plan to win, you're not going to win. You don't win by accident. And there's good plans and bad plans, and mediocre plans, but everybody who wins has a plan to win. You don't end up winning just by accident because you're riding along just kind of seeing how it goes, and suddenly there's nobody left except you. That doesn't really happen. And the thing I find amazing is that if you take any given race, and this is including elite and elite level racing, most of the people there are really not racing to win. And if they're not racing to win, it means they're racing for an excuse to lose. And that sounds a little bit harsh, but I've seen people all the time and they say, you know, oh, I was feeling really good, but then this happened. Or that's the insinuation that, like, I could have won, but so-and-so showed up today, so I didn't have a chance. I could have won, but somebody cut me off, or somebody caused a gap in front of me, or somebody crashed me out, which I hate the term crashed me out, by the way, because it totally removes any self-responsibility. So I think that I don't mean to, I can't frame it as a negative. Really, it's an opportunity, because when you are sitting there at the start line, or you're there in the race and you're suffering and you're trying to hang on, or you're wondering how the heck you're going to finish this race because your legs don't feel good and your heart rate's through the roof and you're breathing and you're coughing and you're struggling to hold wheels, you look around you and look and realize that most of those other riders are not really there to win. And if you give them an excuse, or if they find an excuse, they will take it and run with it. That's really what that's what they want. They want the excuse to lose. And it doesn't mean, when I say losing, it doesn't mean dropping out of the race, DNFing. It just means they give up on the prospect of winning. So, moral of the story, race to win. Doesn't usually happen, but that should always be the goal. So that concludes first race weekend of the year. Really good race in a lot of ways. Great for the juniors, because really shows them what the real competition is. I mean, this is a national caliber field. This is a field along the lines of what they're going to see at national championships, at Tour of Southern, at the big junior races. And you forget that sometimes, just going around dominating these local races. So I think that's good. Nice to get into some warm weather, escape the storms that I'm now driving back into in the cold weather. Well done race. In particular, that road race is a heck of a course. Really challenging, but also, you know, not a pure climbers course. So it's got sort of something for everybody. These guys put on a good race, and I'm really psyched about the season to come. Got some really good riders, and everybody's gonna know who they are this season. So that's it for me. See you soon.